Okay guys, and let me show you the tools I use to tighten my rig. And again, you need to do it by yourself. Buying ready-to-go rigs in Walmart is not good enough. Those are very poorly made rigs, and you can argue that you caught some fish with those rigs. You know, some people catch fish with a piece of wire without even putting a hook on it. So we talking here about increasing your chances to catch a good fish like pelagic fish or sailfish or king mackerel. And I'll just show you what I have here. I'll just show you how my rig looks like. This is ready to go stinger rig. You can see there are two hooks. This hook will be leading hook. So basically you hook your live bait, usually it's Google eyes, through the nose, and this hook you put through the side of the fish. So the whole idea here, when king mackerel or barracuda attack the fish, it usually attacks it from the tail. It tries to injure the bait fish first, so that's why it attacks tail first. So when it strikes tail, it's gonna be hook there waiting for this fish. And if you can just use this hook, you know, you can use one hook and you will have some success with it. But problem with that, if it attacks tail and bites off the tail, and then you continue trolling this bait, it's gonna look very unnatural in the water, and it's a good chance that kingfish is not going to attack it again and not going to touch it anymore. So that's why I use two hooks. And you can see this is called Haywire twist, and I'll just show you in a second how to do it. I also have fluorocarbon leader here. So sometimes I use this one too, but to be honest, I don't see much difference if you use mono or you use fluorocarbon, because mono is stretching more in the water, but by definition, the fluorocarbon should be more invisible, but it's kind of questionable because there are no good evidence that one is better than another, and fluorocarbon is more expensive for sure, and if it, you know, you can use this money for something else. Okay, now guys, and now I'll show you all my tools I have here. So the most important what you should have is your coffee. Okay, so you have your coffee, and now you're ready to go. As I said, I have my fluorocarbon leader here. I have just regular mono with fluorocarbon coated mono. I have number 5 hooks. I use this brand if you're interested. Then I have my wire cutter right here.
Guys, that's what I use for offshore fishing.
And I also use Haywire twist tool. You can do it with your hands, but I think it's more convenient to use tool. It looks like that. And I'll just briefly show you what rod and reel I use. I use Ugly Stick Elite, or some people call it E-Light because it's newer version of light rod. It's a pretty basic rod, and it's pretty cheap. It's like 70 bucks in Walmart, but it's pretty good. I also use this Penn Spin Fisher reel, and I use 5500 reel for offshore fishing, and you can use it for inshore, for tarpon or things like that. But for tarpon, I will probably get at least like 6,000 or 7,000, sometimes 8,000 reel to put more line on it, because if you hook a huge tarpon, like a 200-pound tarpon, you're probably gonna be on the ride for a while, and you're gonna be fighting this fish for a while. Okay guys, let's get to the point, and let's start making our rig. And I'll take probably like 20-25 inches of wire and cut it here. And put this wire through the eye of the hook. Okay? Now, very important. You need to bend it like that. You don't want to overbend this part because it's going to break. So you just bend it a little bit. Now, very important part, it's the most crucial part. You need to twist both wires. If you twist one wire, it's not gonna work, it's gonna break. You cannot just twist one wire around another. So you need to hold it and kind of twist, and you twist in both parts and you do it like that. You see? You twist in those wires, you twist in both of them. And you twist in a hook as well. And sometimes it's kind of hard to do, and you need a little bit experience to do that. And you want to make like 5 twists, okay? Now, what do? You bend this wire, and it should be around 90-degree angle here. You see? It should be 90-degree angle. And you just bend it like that. And then you do what called like barrel twist. So you basically just twist it this way. You just twist it under 90-degree angle. And you always want to keep this angle at 90 degree. And guys, I still do it pretty slowly. So you do around 5 twists, and they should be all under 90-degree angle. So once you've done it, what you're gonna do, you just bend this wire this way. Don't cut the wire with wire cutter. You need to bend it and make it kinky. And that's all, you see? It breaks. And when you break this wire this way, and there is nothing sharp here, so if you wrap this twist here, nothing is sticking your fingers. And that's also very important, because it's not going to spook the fish, and you're not gonna damage your fingers if you just cut it with your wire cutter. It means you're doing something wrong. You know, you should not do it. It's gonna be like very sharp part, very sharp wire sticking here, and you can damage your fingers and so on. So you don't want to do this. So that's a nice haywire twist. Okay, but that's only the first part, and now we're gonna go to the second part. Now I want to show you how to do the same things with a tool, and usually it's faster to do it with your tool. You can see there's some hole. There's a hole here and hole here. So you feed this wire through this hole, and then you feed this wire through the tool like that. It's a little bit experience to do that, so it's not that easy. So you need to practice a little bit, and then you just do the same thing. You twist. So I twist like around 5 times. That what I'm doing here, I'm going to remove this wire from the tool, and I'm gonna bend this wire. See, I'm bending it on the 90-degree angle. See? So what I'm doing here, I feed this wire through this hole. There's a small hole here. So I feed it here, and just do it like that. And then what you do your barrel. You basically twist. You twist this wire around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 or 6 should be enough. Then again, you remove this thing from here. And now you just bend it like that. You see, it's very easy to bend with this tool. And now you can just finish with your hand. Just bend it like that a few times. Make sure you bend it all the way down. So this way wire will get kinky fast. Just go back and forth here, like that, and that's all. It breaks. And you have this like very nice haywire twist here. So you see, it looks a little bit nicer with the tool. That's what I did was with my hands, but again, you know, I don't have like great experience. You can compare what I did with my hands and that how it looks like with the tool. So as I said, it looks a little bit nicer with the tool. Okay, now the most important part. You feed, you have 2 wires, right? That's gonna be your leading wire that goes to the line. And this wire is gonna go to fishtail. So you feed it through the eye, and you want to do it through the back. You see? All those kind of little things are kind of very important, guys. And now this distance depends on what fish do you use for bait, because this hook should go very close to the tail. You don't want to stick it in the tail because the fish will not gonna swim freely. So, but it has to go to the side, very close to the tail. So I usually you know use goggle eyes, and I think this distance should be kind of enough. Feed this wire here. And bend it. I'll go ahead and do my twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and I'll do 6. Okay, now I'm going to remove this wire and I'm bending this wire under 90-degree angle. You see? So it's not 90 degrees, so I'll make it 90 degree, right? So it's bent here. So now what I'm gonna do, I feed it through this little hole. I feed it here. And I'm going to start forming my barrel twist, right? So I'll go ahead and do it. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to remove this wire here. And I'm gonna bend it all the way down. I'm gonna remove this tool now and just finish with my hands. So I bend it like that. Okay, and now I'm just gonna move it up and down, up and down. That's all. And now you can see it's a very nice rig. The fish is not gonna notice it. And that's the way it looks like. Now, just for comparison purposes, I'll show you what they sell here in Walmart and different stores. That's like ready to go rig. So you see there's like a lot of unnecessary metal here. This wire is very thick. It's very easy to see it in the clear water. And again, I made a lot of mistake. I fished with this rig before and my friends fish with it. And you know, they caught some fish like catfish and sharks and stuff like that. But you know, if you fishing for like pelagic fish in clear water, that's probably not the way to go. And just for comparison, I'll show you this rig from Walmart. You see how many like unnecessary bulky stuff there, like, you know, that's what you basically buy. And you know, I'm just gonna put this rig in the garbage. And now you can look at my rig basically, and you can compare the wire here and here, you know, and the rig itself. That's my rig. And that's a rig from Walmart. If you use this thing in clear water, you're not gonna catch anything, or maybe you catch something. I mean, if you're fishing from like a sailboat and you're like sailing, you know, for a whole day in the ocean and you have nothing to do, and you know, you have like some bait or some lures, you know, in the water all the time, maybe you catch something, but that's not what you want to use if you you know, fishing from a kayak. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw it in the trash list. Okay guys, and now when you are professional in doing haywire twist, you wonder how to tie this to your main line, right? And that's a valid concern, because remember, any nodle you make here, it's going to be not far from your fish.
So your bait fish is right here, right? And you put your nodle right here, so it's not far. And again, I usually don't use like very like a long piece of wire. I think probably I would say like 20 inches, 30 inches should be enough. Unless you like again fishing for shark or something really huge, you know. I do so-called Albright knot, and I show you how to do it. Okay guys, and what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to tie my Albright knot. This is the main line here, you see. What I'm gonna do, it should go all the way down like that. And then I'm just going to hold it with my finger here. I kind of pinch it here, okay? So I kind of pinch it with my finger here, right? And what do? You just kind of wrap around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And this end, you just go ahead and feed it through this loop, right? And that's pretty much it. Now you just tied it. Just pull it as much as you can. Make sure you pull this one too. Okay. Now that's how it looks like. It's a nice knot. Go ahead and cut it here. And now what you do with this wire, this piece of wire, the same thing you did before. You need to kink it, so you just go ahead and bend it like that all the way up and then down, and you just go ahead and break it like that. But again, it's important not to cut it with a wire cutter, you see, that's all. Now I want to show you, and I'll just cut a little bit, this piece a little bit more. And I just pull it again as much as you can. Make sure everything is holding well. So you see, it's very low profile. It's pretty nice knot. Now let's take a look how it looks. Everything looks again. Your hook that goes to the tail, your hook that goes to the nose, and small knot. That's it. Now I don't put swivel here because swivel creates sometimes lots of bubble and it's more noticeable under the water. So you want to make sure, without a swivel, you want to make sure your fish is alive and not spinning. If your fish starts spinning, you're gonna have a big problem. It's gonna create like line twist here, you know, and your line is gonna be twisted and it's gonna be a huge problem. So you want to check your bait frequently, make sure it's not spinning. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like it and don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see if we catch anything.